Hi everyone, my name is Micah, and today we'll be talking about which one would be the better option for you between gasoline cars and electric cars. Now, this is a not very talked about subject, is what I would say. I've had a lot of conversations between buddies and friends and family and whatnot, and I've always heard that the people who tend to care more about the environment say that electric is better, but there's actually complications behind that, whether it actually is better and which it's not better. So, let me get into that for you. In other words, gasoline cars tend to be a little bit cheaper than electric cars. Electric cars tend to be about $19,000 higher on sticker price, and I found this information on www.nrdc.org. And with that being said, now this depends on whether or not what actual gasoline car you're buying or whether or not what electric car you were buying. It's not always just an exact it's not an exact price range on every single one. It just depends on exactly what you are buying. But my biggest main point here is going to be the fact that which one is better for the economy in reality. So, upon my research, I have found that gas cars are actually tend to be better than electric cars because gasoline cars may produce more fumes that go into the air, in other words, CO2. That is not exactly good for the air. But with that being said, electric cars have lithium-ion batteries in them. And lithium-ion batteries are made with a lot of chemicals that are really unhealthy from the earth. And that can easily cause a lot more irritation and a lot more burn off than a normal gasoline car or a diesel truck. Because with that being said, you may be adding more carbon monoxide into the earth by a gas car or a diesel truck. But when those batteries have to decompose from an electric car, they cannot decompose. There's acids in them, there's lithium ion, there's a bunch of different materials in them that are unable to decompose, and you can't just set them off on fire and let them explode because of how big of an explosion it would cause. With that being said, let's go on to some other points. Now, with some other points, yes, electric cars do get a little bit better fuel mileage. Maybe it might be a little bit cheaper, and you might be able to get a little bit more out of it. But with gasoline cars, they tend to last a little bit longer. The batteries don't wear out as fast. They're a little bit cheaper than electric cars, and you do have to get stuff replaced because it's not all electronic. It's more of just manual labor and throwing things into it instead of having to have a professional electrician tech throw stuff at it. And along that being said, a lot of the times with electric cars, you have to have them taken to certain shops, depending on what you're having done to it. And you have to take them to certain shops to make sure that things are done correctly, because if they're not done by an electrical tech for a vehicle, it can turn out to be a huge deal and not perform the right way, which can long term alleviate a lot of bigger problems and cause more problems instead of alleviating some of the easier problems and letting it go. Now, also with that being said, I've heard a lot of controversy over, how do I put this? I've heard a lot of controversy over the fact that electric cars have better traction and they tend to ride better and like ice, snow, rain, depending on the conditions and what's going on exactly. But from my understanding and what I have me personally experienced and what my sources are all telling me is that really depends on what electric car you're getting and what gasoline car you're getting. Some cars will come with four-wheel drive, which means all four tires are rotating at the same time. Some just have two-wheel front drive and some just have two-wheel rear drive. So with the two wheels, that means only two tires are spinning. And four-wheel, that means all tires are spinning and you have control of all four tires. That's a big part of being in snow or ice because you have a lot more traction and a lot more control because all tires are moving at the same speed and you're not trying to push your front forward or your rear forward, which means they won't spin on you. But in electric cars, they have a lot of instant torque. They have their torque converters in them are hooked up straight to their electronical control batteries, which can cause a huge deal if you have too much torque on ice or snow and you give it a little bit too much gas. You're going to start spinning rubber like crazy and you won't be able to catch it, because unless you completely slip on the brakes or you let off the gas, which preferably you'd want to let off the gas in that situation, because if you step on the brakes, you're most likely just going to slide because you're locking up your spin, which is going to make it stop on a dime and slide farther along instead of letting it ease down the speed. That way the tires can catch traction and let it go. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you understand which one is the better option for you. Everybody's going to have their own opinions, but I would strongly push you towards the gas or diesel way, due to we don't have a lot of research on electric cars yet. As much as we do gasoline cars, that might change in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this guys gives you a better perspective of what's going on with the vehicle world right now and which one would be the better option for you. Thank you, and I appreciate your time. Have a great day.